Cyberpunk 2077 patch 1.5. This photo mode in this game is phenomenal. Like you can make a V do so much stuff. But they've put so much work into this 1.5 patch that I don't know. Is it grabbing people? It's something you played the original game on PC.
I did.
You picked it up and you put it down. I've never heard you have any whiff of wanting to come back to this world. It was a world that I loved so much. I got it on GOG. I love CD Projekt Red. It is one of my favorite studios ever. I have every possible playthrough of the game completed. All of the alternate endings to
so
include
all
the
in all, how many hours are we talking here? If you had to guess,
over 200, like a lot.
Holy shit,
like
bro.
a lot. I have every single. I even did the V suicide mission with Johnny Silverhand, where you have one attempt at doing it, and if you fail, you don't get it again. So I was able to complete that, and that's based on all these key decisions that you make throughout the game with a secret ending. I love the world. I really fell in love with characters like Pan Am, and like I'm just so excited to see the numbers. The sales numbers are doing really well. A lot of people are jumping back into the world. I was curious to our audience and to you, did it even cross your mind? Is it anything that grabbed your attention? Is it enough for this studio to have a redemption story? Or do you think so much damage was done with the initial launch of Cyberpunk 2077? Because to me, it's just like it caught a massive heat wave. It became the trendy thing to do to slate this game, to not even play it, but to just join into the memes.
Well, that's the thing. That's exactly like you said. It's the problem comes when people. This is the echo chamber, right? When people like it's cool to hate on something, and then you have all these videos coming out. Like Battlefield 2042 went through that now as well. And are currently still going through it, and some might say deservedly so. But the point is that there's a certain time when the memes become the reality, and Cyberpunk, I can say, I had 0 bugs when I played it. I just stopped playing it. I didn't stop playing it because it crashed to desktop. I didn't stop playing it because my fucking mono wire, got stuck in someone's ass. I just stopped playing it because it just wasn't like I played it very like the way that I usually play RPGs is I grind the fuck out of them. So I did side content and I just farmed guys and everything like that. And I found, myself being like double the level of the content that I was doing, and I kind of just lost interest. But I did that to myself. That game didn't drive me away. It did everything right. It had very interesting characters. It had a compelling story. It had a great soundtrack. It was in a universe.
Soundtrack's great.
The soundtrack's fucking phenomenal. It was in a universe that I thoroughly enjoy, and I, for the life of me, I enjoyed those memes. I enjoyed, people, the headless fucking people walking around and weird shit that was happening. And like, I enjoyed those, but I could, for the life of me, not replicate that. And this is often like a thing with me. But it's also gotten me to thinking that shit isn't always as bad as people make it out to be. Because I had the same thing with Outriders, for instance, is another good example. Outriders was very into hate Outriders for a while. And the point was that I, for the life of me, could not replicate any of these issues. And that was another game that I played to death. That I couldn't replicate all of these issues that people were having with it. Does it mean that those people were lying? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like that's gotta be like a thing though, where one person will complain about something and maybe like 2 or 3 people will be like, yeah, man, like that shit. And it doesn't translate to me into so you asked an important question. Does the studio deserve a redemption arc? Of course they do, especially knowing the studio that it is. Very dear to my heart. So of course they do. And hopefully they've learned some lessons from this, but also you gotta sometimes wonder like how much of this is actually their fault. This game was hyped to death. Like this thing had to be the second coming of Christ to even just hit some of those notes.
Yeah, so, it made its money and then some just in pre-orders. Like it's 6 months before the initial launch of the game, they had already sold 1 million units. So that immense pressure from the shareholders to say, get it out now. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, really, they did really last gen. They did last gen dirty. Like the game should have never launched on last gen. Like it's also like there's
They make PC games, bro. They do not make console games.
Yes.
All of the Witcher games, all of them. The Witcher 1 only on PC.
Yeah.
Witcher 2, they had to make an enhanced edition later to get it on console. And Witcher 3 was a simul release, but it was infinitely better on PC.
And still continues to be this day.
And it still continues to be this day. And they release so many definitive editions just to slowly upgrade the console version to be on par with the PC version. They make PC games, man. They're a PC developer. They should have just focused on that. But they got so popular, they didn't want to cut their audience. They wanted to get it out to as many people as possible. Sure. I understand that. I had one bug that I thought was a feature and not a bug. If I hit high speeds in my car, my character would T-pose out of the top of the car and his penis would flop out in the wind. And it was just...
Oh, dude, yeah, he was just doing that. That was just your guy. Like, that's how he drives a fucking soft top, bro. Like, that's just how it goes, dude. I like the feel of the wind in my hair and balls. Like, that's the gist of it. Yeah. No.
My V was a freak, baby, and I like it that way. But I love the game. I'm debating. The thing that sucks is now with 1.5 and with all the little things and stuff like that, I almost wish I could just purge my memory of all.
Yeah, because you kind of want to do a brand new replay.
I just want to do a brand new replay of it and go through it again. And
this was a clip from the Separated at Birth podcast. We do the show live every Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where there you can join in the show and submit live questions and comments and have them read on air. Hope to see you there.